Hi guys, I hope you're good. So I saw this video of this lady who was emotional because she has to get up and work. And I suppose it's overwhelming, draining, and tiring. I mean, I think most of us have reached a point where we actually wish we didn't have to work and we had our husbands who would take care of us, and we would just do what we naturally do as women. However, I want you to know that sometimes you working is the only thing that can actually save your life. And by saving your life, I mean that freedom that you have, that income that you're bringing, the things that you're doing for yourself are actually what's saving your life. Because some of these men, once they do everything for you, they own you, or they feel like they own you. Especially if you're dating men who are not healed, men who have unhealed traumas, and men who don't understand the value of provision. So if you are dating someone who thinks giving you money, buying you a car, making sure they pay all your bills is the only way they know how to love you, you're going to miss out on other emotional aspects that has to do with the relationship. For example, a man can do all of those things but be emotionally absent. A man may do all of those things but not want to engage in meaningful conversations with you. When there's conflict, that man may not want to discuss anything that, compels him to communicate so your relationship can grow, your relationship can function, because for them, they would feel that actually giving you money is how they love you, and that's how they show you love. Some of them, once they buy you these cars, they control you, so they will monitor where you are going, who you spend time with, what time you got home, what time you left the house. And some of them, because the car belongs to them, it's registered in their name, they can actually track you on the tracker app to see what you are doing, where you are at during certain times. Even when you think he's not monitoring you, that's what they end up doing. Because something about a man giving you money starts making them feel like they control you if they don't know how to love correctly. Some men do that because naturally they love to provide. And when you are talking now about a man who values provision, then that man could be okay with you staying home, looking after the household, looking after the kids, looking after him, making sure that his well-being is taken care of in that sense. But there aren't many of them around because some of them have been hurt in previous relationships by women who didn't appreciate that value. So you would have found situations where these men were doing everything for their women and these women ended up cheating on them. And because of that, that man may feel like that's not something that he wants to do anymore because they were let down by their previous partners. So you always have to make sure that when you start a new relationship with someone, you make sure that you are healed first so that you can attract someone who is also healed. When you are both healed, it's easy for that man to want to look after you because of your energy that has been healed and the aura that has been cleansed. So you may be crying thinking you don't have this man, you have to work, and these ladies are so lucky, men are doing everything for them. Some women actually put up with a lot behind closed doors that you and I may not be able to see. They won't tell you how abusive these men are. They won't tell you some of the things they have to do to get that lifestyle, to maintain that lifestyle. We know about those other ones who go to Dubai, but Dubai portipota, who will sleep with men, sleep with animals, do these things where men will actually do things to them because of their fetishes. And sometimes it's something that you may not even be able to do because of your conscience, because what you won't be able to do and what your body won't allow you to do. So don't always admire to have what other people have because you don't know what they have to put up with in order to get that lifestyle. Some of them are dating criminals. Some of them are dating these men who are doing atrocious things at night, and they have to come home and cleanse themselves because that's how the money keeps coming. Some of them unalive people at night, some of them grape at night, some of them perform rituals at night to get this money. Now you, as the beneficiary of this money, you also inherit some of these problems. And because You are stuck in this life. You may not even get out of it because you are attracted to the lifestyle and the money that comes along with this lifestyle. Most men who have money are cheaters because their money enables them to have multiple women. And once you date these men, you won't even be able to have a conversation with them about using protection to start with. They are not going to listen to your views about life or anything because they are in control of that relationship. Some of them don't even understand the value of women and why they need to keep you. When you complain, they chuck you out. They chuck you out. They don't have time for that. So you need to know that when it comes to getting a man who has a provider mindset, that man must understand the value of a woman. They must understand what your contribution is in that relationship, and they must want to look after you. They must, when they think about looking after you, it must make them happy. For as long as you are dating a man who doesn't understand that taking care of you is something that is valuable, you are not going to get any man who loves doing that because they don't understand the value of looking after you. So one, that man has to love you. That man has to cherish you. That man has to appreciate you and the value that you bring into the relationship. If you are dating someone who is not doing anything for you, where you have to ask, where you have to shout, scream, in order for that man to do something for you, unfortunately, that man doesn't see you the way you want him to see you. And sometimes it's not necessarily an issue of having a man looking after you or having a man not looking after you. Sometimes it ties down to your bloodline. Sometimes, in your bloodstream, there isn't anything like that which attracts men with money, because your family would have already been taking care of you spiritually. That's why you're able to work. That's why you're able to pay your own bills. You have your car. Your life is okay without a man because your family is giving you the means and the ability to be able to look after yourself without a man. Because sometimes they can foresee that if you were to get a man, they would disturb your progress and they would disturb the line that you need to be taking in your life in order to accomplish things that you need to accomplish in order for you to reach your destiny. So when you find yourself in a situation where you are working and you have to do things for yourself, sometimes it is necessary for you to do those things for yourselves, because if someone had to do it for you, they would actually remind you every day about what they do for you, things that they have done for you. When you raise your concerns, they will remind you. If you don't like something, you can't tell them anything because they feel like they are doing everything for you. So sometimes kitaba ya madi, hore madi ya ko heno ana abatla motho o nang le madi a nang le tšhelete na. There's nothing that you can do because it all ties down to your bloodline. However, if it is time for you now to meet the love of your life, a man who's going to marry you, a man who's going to look after you, a man who's going to do the things that you've been wanting him to do, you are never going to have to ask. That man will naturally take care of you because you are now aligned. So don't worry too much about what you see on social media, what you see other women going through. They may have also gone through their own fair of challenges where they are now being rewarded with good men who are now looking after them that way. So sometimes what we see is a finished product of someone's struggle. Because we meet people when they are well off, we meet people when they are okay, but we don't know their history and we don't know where they come from. So you, right now, stay in your peace and try and be okay with where you are. But also pray about it, because sometimes all it takes is prayer. But also heal your own wounds, heal previous hurts, heal, things that you went through in your previous relationships, at home, your trauma that you faced with your parents, with your friends, whatever it is that is not sitting well in your spirit. Try and work through those so that when you do meet someone, your aura will be cleansed and you can attract the right person. If you need more information about how to cleanse your aura, send me an email or drop me a WhatsApp and we can talk about it further. Otherwise, you are already blessed. Don't admire what other people have. You would have seen those girls, once those relationship ends, they send back those Range Rovers. Those men ask for their possessions back. They get kicked out of their mansions and they have to move back home. Because some men only look after you when they benefit something from you. Once the relationship is over, no one is obligated to look after you, because they would then have to move on and look after their new partners, right? So if you are able to work, if you are able to do things for yourself, be appreciative. Don't complain. Appreciate where you are in your life, and good things will start coming. Otherwise, love.